Welcome to the second video in this series of Rivals of Aether beginner guides. In this video, we will be tackling many of the concepts covered in the intermediate movement section of the in-game tutorials, and then also give tips on how to use your movement options to recover from offstage effectively. In the last video, we talked about mid-air jumps and how those work for each character. Now, let's focus on the first of your two jumps, the grounded jump. When you perform a grounded jump, you have the option to either make it a full hop or a short hop. As you can imagine, a full hop is a jump that reaches its full height, while a short hop is a jump that does not come very high off of the ground. There are two different ways to perform a short hop. The default way to short hop is to lightly tap the jump button while standing on the ground. This will make your character short hop instead of full hop when they perform their jump. If you hold the jump button for too long, a full hop will be used instead. If the laptop is too precise for you to perform consistently though, Rivals of Aether also gives you the option to bind a specific button to short hop when personalizing your control scheme. You can set a control scheme for yourself by going to Options, Gamepad and Profiles, then creating a profile for yourself and editing the custom controls for that profile. Rivals has tons of great controls options, which will be covered more in depth in a later video. The tutorial teaches you short hops in the context of dodging an attack. While you can use a short hop to avoid certain moves, it is usually most effective as a way for you to use your aerial moves on a grounded opponent, more so than as a movement option to avoid getting hit. For example, in this clip here, you can see the Wrastor player repeatedly using his short hop with his neutral air to combo his opponent across the stage. Basically, every character has aerial moves that can be useful against grounded opponents when using a short hop, so integrating this movement option into your gameplay is a key part of learning how to combo. The in-game intermediate tutorial covers fast falling next, but we already talked about that in our last video, so let's move on to the topic of special fall and wall jumps instead. Every character in the game has some form of vertical recovery move as their up special. These moves give vertical height, which helps you to get back on stage after being hit off, but they will also put you in a state called special fall, where your character is grayed out and has extremely limited options. While in Special Fall, you cannot attack or use any movement options. You can only drift sideways as you fall. Because your options are so limited while you are in Special Fall, you are extremely vulnerable. The only exceptions to this rule are Elliana and Etalus, who cannot go into Special Fall. Elliana simply loses her mag when she uses Up Special, which turns her into a free-flying snake until she touches the ground. Because of this, some things are explained here don't really apply to her, but still universally apply to the rest of the cast. Etalus, on the other hand, does not go into any special state after using Up Special, and can use any of his actions after doing so. This doesn't mean he can stay off stage forever, because the amount of times he can use his Up Special is still limited, but it does mean he can be more aggressive after using it than most characters can. There are three ways to get out of Special Fall. You can touch the ground, use your wall jump, or get hit. Obviously, getting hit is the least ideal of these, and actually touching the ground again is the end goal when trying to recover. So let's talk about how you can use your wall jump to get to that goal. Performing a wall jump in Rivals is very simple. Just push into a wall and press the jump button. Your character will be giving a vertical boost, and will be taken out of Special Fall if they were in that state before the wall jump. There are two characters that can also cling to the wall for a short period of time if you also hold the jump button while near the wall, these being Maypul and Ori. Once you stop holding the jump button, they will perform regular jumps off the wall like the other characters do. Because wall jumping can get you out of the Special Fall state, it is a vital tool to use when recovering. A very simple recovery that basically any character can perform is to use their Up Special, then wall jump out of the Special Fall, and then use Up Special again. You will only get one wall jump while off stage though, and the only way to get this wall jump back is to either touch the ground or get hit by an opponent, so you'll have to use it wisely. If you only use your wall jump in your Up Special as a way to get back to the stage though, your recovery will be very easy for your opponent to punish. You should also try to incorporate uses of your mid-air jump and your air dodge into your recovery. We've already covered mid-air jumps in the last video, and air dodging is a very similar tool. Like the mid-air jump, you only get one use off stage, and it will not be refreshed until you touch the ground. Unlike wall jumps or mid-air jumps, there's a little indicator on the HUD that shows whether or not you have an air dodge available. When the D is white, your air dodge is available, and when it becomes grayed out, your air dodge is used. What's nice about air dodging is that it gives you invincibility for a short period of time, so when you're recovering you can use it to pass through an opponent's attack. In this clip right here, you can see the Ranno using this up special, wall jump, mid-air jump, and finally his air dodge to pass through the Kragg's attacks. You can also use your air dodge into the ground to perform a wave land onto the stage. It's a very useful technique for getting back onto the stage and quickly being able to throw out an offensive option, as long as you don't wave land directly into an opponent's attack. Finally, you should keep in mind that your up special may not be the only move in your character's kit that's useful for recoveries. For example, Clarien can use her side special to cover a lot of horizontal distance if she's off stage, and Wrastor can hold his neutral special to do a rising tornado that can be very useful for recovery. Both of these moves act like up specials, in the sense that they also put you in the special fall. Some characters have useful recoveries that don't do this though. Ranno, for example, can use his tongue to grapple back towards the stage without putting himself in the special fall. Maypul and Shovel Knight have a unique mechanic where they use a jump, be it a grounded jump, wall jump, or mid-air jump, while simultaneously holding up and using their up air, they get a boosted height from their jump. In order to find out what special mechanics your character has that can be used for recovery, one thing you can do is watch gameplay from official tournaments on the Rivals of Aether YouTube page. Also on YouTube, you can find videos from top player Forsburn, who is working on beginner guides for each character in the game, and always includes a section covering recoveries. There are also Discord servers for each character, where you can go and ask questions. All of those will be linked in the description if you want to check them out, but also, you can just mess around for yourself in game and see what works and what doesn't. If you haven't noticed by now, we haven't mentioned ledges at all, which is the core mechanic behind recoveries in Smash games. That's because Rivals does not have ledges, and instead replaces ledge recoveries with the unique mechanics we've mentioned here. So, to recap, your character will have 4 universal tools that can be used to assist in their recovery. These are up special, wall jump, mid-air jump, and air dodge. Your wall jump can only be restored if you get hit or touch the ground, and your mid-air jump and air dodge can only be restored if you touch the ground. Then, in addition to these 4 universal tools, each character will have their own unique moves that can be used to help out with recovery, like Clarien with her side special, or Wrastor with his tornado. When recovering, your job as a player is to figure out how to best use these tools in order to avoid your opponent and safely make it back into the stage. When doing this, you will need to take into account how exactly your opponent is choosing to edgeguard you, and which of the parts of the stage are safe to you to land on, and which parts are not. For example, if you play Ranno against a Clarien who is charging F smash at the ledge, you can't just up special wall jump up special, or you'll get hit by that F smash. But if you use air dodge and mid-air jump to get above her, you can then make it around the F smash and safely land. Figuring out different recovery tactics is very much character dependent, since each character's recovery moves are vastly different. But here are 3 general tips you can follow to improve your recovery game. Tip number 1. Stay unpredictable. Even if you don't do anything super fancy, changing your trajectory in any way while you move back towards the stage is useful. In this clip here, you can see that all the Maypul player needs to do to get back to the stage is constantly change up his height using his mid-air jump, an air dodge up, a fast fall down, an up special up, and another fast fall down. This made it hard for the Elliana player to track him down and hit him. Tip number 2. Save your resources. Basically, all the characters in the game have a way to make it back to the wall without using their mid-air jump or air dodge. We showed you earlier how you can save your air dodge to dodge through an opponent's attack or waveland into the stage. Saving your mid-air jump is also very useful. For example, you can wall jump and then use your mid-air jump while simultaneously using an aerial. You can hit your opponent while you're coming back to the stage. You can also use your mid-air jump or your air dodge to quickly gain height above your opponent as you make it back to the stage. You can even combine your mid-air jump and air dodge to waveland onto the platform above your opponent. If you get caught off stage without resources, it will be very easy for your opponent to finish you off if they know what to do. You can see in this clip, the Zetterburn player gets caught off stage without air dodge or mid-air jump. He keeps getting his wall jump back because he keeps getting hit. But without those other 2 crucial resources, the Clarien player has no trouble finishing him off. Tip number 3. Don't panic. If you panic, you will likely resort to your favorite recovery technique every single time you get sent off stage, and if you do this, your opponent can quickly catch on and adapt to punish that one recovery. A lot of gameplay in Rivals takes place off stage, so as you are learning the game, make sure you become comfortable with going off stage and being smart about how you make it back. That's it for this video. You should now have a basic idea of how recovering works in Rivals of Aether. Make sure you study up on and practice the unique options your character has in order to really improve your recovering abilities. The next video will cover some of the more advanced grounded movement options that your character can use. If this video was helpful, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.